Hi everybody, welcome to my Analog Project 2012, and for the month of May we're featuring the Olympus XA. This camera, released by Olympus in 1979, was the first in the Olympus XA line of cameras. This one has a cult following because it was the only one that was a rangefinder, which is concealed behind this lens cover which wraps around the whole front of the camera. When you slide this across, it exposes the lens. This is the 35mm f2.8 lens. This is a Zuiko lens, world renowned for its sharpness. This camera has a f-stop or an aperture selector here on the side. So you grab this lever and you move it up and down to select your aperture. The camera has an ISO range from 25 all the way up to 800, which is selectable by this little bitty pin right here. You grab that pin with your fingernail and you rotate it left or right to change your ISO. Down here on the bottom is the lever that allows you to focus the lens, and you can see the focusing scale moving on top as I move that lever back and forth. This is a rangefinder camera, so once again you have the markings inside the viewfinder that you have to line up in order to ensure that you're in focus on the subject. On the top of the camera we have a recessed shutter button, which I'm not a fan of because I tend to hunt for that button when I'm trying to take the picture. So when this is up to my eye, I tend to look for it and I don't feel it. I end up having to look, put my finger on there, and then take the shot. So I just, it's just a matter of habit, trying to train myself to do it a certain way. On the back of the camera we have the frame advance wheel right here. On the bottom we have the battery well, tripod socket, and the rewind button. And the rewind crank is located on top. It's up under the cover when the camera is open like such. So on the bottom here we have this little switch here. That's giving you a couple of cool little options here. You can overexpose or increase your exposure with this little lever right here. You can increase it by 1.5 stops by moving the lever. The lever recesses into the body, which is nice, but you move it like that and you can add 1.5 stops, I believe. They call it backlighting feature in the manual. It's referred to as backlighting feature. So when you're in dimly lit situations, shady indoor, you can get a little bit more out of it if you're not using a flash. There's also a check on here for the battery check, and then there's a self-timer setting on here as well. So very nice to have that built into the bottom of the camera. It almost goes unnoticed until you flip it over, but there it is, the backlighting feature, 1.5 stops, so that's pretty nice. Outside of that, the camera also came with a flash. This is the Olympus A11 flash, which simply attaches to the side of the camera with this little thumb wheel. And once that's on, you also have an ISO setting here on the flash, which you're supposed to match with the ISO that's on the camera. And once those two are matched up, the camera and flash work together as one. Real nice. I haven't used the flash because I tend to use this camera outdoors. I like this, once again, as a couple of my other little point-and-shoot cameras. I like to think of this as a lomography camera, so I shoot a lot of red scale and other types of Lomo films with this camera. So there you go, the A11 flash. It's a nice accessory. If you happen to see that, grab it because it's nice to have, because this does take decent indoor shots as well. So there you go, the Olympus XA for the month of May. My Analog Project 2011 continues. We'll see you next month with another camera. Thanks for watching.